Jerry Cooney. The right hand lands to the head of Mike Spinks. It's Tyson all the way here in round number 1. Vicious shots to the body. Nothing really heavy landing yet, but he's taking them. The uppercut. Body shot. Down goes Mike Spinks for the first time. The count is up to 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. That was a body shot that took it down. Here comes Mike Spinks in. He leads to the right hand. Down he goes. I don't think you get up from this. Mike Spinks is laying flat on his back. The count is up to 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. He won't be able to do it. It's all over. Mike Tyson has won it. Spinks almost.
Yeah, what up, boxing fans? This is the boxing Q&A. So we're gonna get right to the questions. First question comes from my boy Dave the Sinister. What up? He asks, any thoughts on Erickson Lubin? Yeah, man, I think Erickson Lubin, he's a good prospect. Matter of fact, I caught his last fight on PBC. He has a phenomenal, man, body work that he used against Orlando Lara. But Lara, he wasn't the best competitor. But I like the Erickson Lubin in that fight, man. He showed some real good talent, man. But I would bring him along slow. You don't want to move him up too fast as a prospect, because you don't want the man to get beat and then shrink his confidence. But he's gonna be one to watch, man. And look out for that kid. He's gonna be special. Second question comes from Saint Cruising. What up, Saint Cruising? Shout out to Saint Cruising. He asks, if you were the Caesar of boxing, what 2 changes would you make to the sport? Man, that's a damn good question. The 2 changes that I would make to the sport, I would get rid of this Cold War shit between PBC and Top Rank and HBO. This shit needs to end, man, because it's stopping good fights like Crawford Broner, Khan Crawford, what else good fights? Bradley Khan. So many good fights that can get made, man. And this Cold War shit between PBC and Al Heyman and Bob Arum, that shit is just ridiculous. So that's the first thing I would change in the sport. Second thing I would change, I'll enforce fighters to fight their mandatories, man, because you got Deontay Wilder. He's ducking Povetkin, man. He hasn't fought his mandatory in over a fucking year, man. That shit is ridiculous. And he's talking about taking another tune-up fight before fighting his mandatory. And also, y'all know the story with Floyd, man. Amir Khan has been his mandatory since 2014, and he still hasn't defended that WBC title against Amir Khan. So I would enforce mandatories, man. Either you're gonna fight your mandatory, or you'll be stripped of the title. That's just the way that shit is. So hopefully, those are 2 changes that I would make if I was the Caesar of boxing. Third question comes from Jerome X. What up, man? He's been a subscriber since day 1. So shout out to Jerome X. He asks, Eubank Jr. faces Spike O'Sullivan, and the winner is the mandatory for Quillen Jacobs' title. And the winner out of them will most likely face GGG, Triple G. Who do you think comes out of the top 4 of those fighters? That's a good question. Well, we know Eubank Jr., he's going to beat Spike O'Sullivan easy. That's easy work for him. And we got Quillen versus Jacobs. I'm going to go with Quillen. And I think Eubank Jr. beats Quillen. That's a 50-50, but I pick Jr. to beat Quillen. And you know what's going to happen when he fight Triple G. Triple G he gonna put him to sleep. So he gonna put him to sleep. That's easy work for Triple G. Ain't nobody beating Triple G at 160. And I don't see that happening, man. And we got another question from Jerome X. Will Anthony Joshua become heavyweight champion of the world? I think so. I like Anthony Joshua. I think he's the mandatory after Povetkin. And I think Joshua's gonna beat Wilder. He's gonna beat Deontay Wilder or Povetkin. I've been watching Anthony Joshua, man. He's a beast. That guy's a fucking beast. That'd be a hell of a fight, man. I would like to see him and Wilder. So hopefully Wilder stop bitching and ducking and shit and go ahead and beat Povetkin. And we'll get this fight between Anthony Joshua and Wilder. That shit would do huge ratings. And I pick Joshua to win that fight. I think he'll beat Wilder. But it's a 60-40 fight, but I'm going to go with Joshua. And to answer your question, man, yeah, Anthony Joshua will become heavyweight champion of the world. I think so. And we got a question from, let's see, the boxing fan. What is your, shout out to the boxing fan, man. He says, what is your getting tongue tied. What is your perspective if a really good pure boxer fought Floyd Mayweather? For example, Amir Khan, Erislandy Lara, and hypothetically someone like Andre Ward or Mario Kindlin. That's a damn good question. A fight with Amir Khan. I think that's even though Khan, everybody know Khan's my boy, but I seriously think that's a 50-50 fight because the reach advantage I believe is even or a little bit leaning a little bit towards Floyd. Floyd is he's older. Amir Khan has the youth on his side, so he's the younger fighter. And it's going to be very difficult for Amir Khan to catch Floyd. Floyd has quick feet. I think that fight would be a chess match, man. And I really can't call it. I pick Amir Khan just because I'm a fan and that's my boy. So of course I'm gonna pick Amir Khan to win that fight. But honestly, man, that's a 50-50 fight. Erislandy Lara, same with that fight, man. People probably wouldn't give Lara a chance to beat Floyd, but that's also a 50-50 fight because both of those guys are technical boxers, man. And that shit would be a chess match. I would love to see that fight, but we know Floyd would never fight someone like Erislandy Lara because it's too big of a risk and the reward. I don't think he would make. There's not many much pay-per-view buys in that fight. I don't think it would do well on pay-per-view. So you know that's too big of a risk reward for Floyd, and he'll never fight somebody like Lara. Even though I would love to see that fight, but we know it ain't gonna happen. And you said hypothetically, what about someone like Andre Ward? Andre Ward would beat the shit out of Mayweather, man. He might probably stop Mayweather. If that fight happens at probably a catch weight, shit, what could they fight at? 160? If Ward came down to 160, I still would pick Ward. Ward would fucking body Mayweather. He'll put that motherfucker in a body bag. That shit is easy work for Floyd, but Ward is too big for Floyd, man. But yeah, I would take Ward in that fight. And you said, what about Mario Kindlin? Mario Kindlin is a beast too. He beat Amir Khan in the Olympics. That would be another chess match. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Both of them have good elite boxing skills, man. I think Kindlin won the gold medal. Don't quote me on that, man, but I think he won the gold medal. I know he beat Amir Khan. Yeah, I think he might have did win the gold medal. Because Khan won the silver medal. And I think Kindlin won the gold medal. So, yeah, man, that's a 50-50 fight, man. You got a gold medalist against Floyd. I really can't call it. That's 50-50, man. But if I had to, I'll lean towards Floyd, but still it's 50-50 fight if I had to call that. But that's a good question, man. And my last question comes from a hater. But I need haters, man. Haters, they build a channel, so I welcome all haters. He's a Khan hater. Last question comes from Benjamin Franklin. He says, why hasn't Amir Khan fought guys like Cotto, Margarito, Bradley, and Marquez? Okay. That's a pretty good question, though. Even though you're a hater, that's not a hating question. That's a good question. Cotto Khan has been trying to fight the big names. As you know, he's the WBC mandatory to the WBC title that Floyd has. And Floyd has given every excuse in the book why he hasn't fought him. He says, first he says Khan has a big name. Then he says Khan has no name. Then he says Amir Khan talks too much. He talked himself out of the fight with him. So he's giving many excuses. With Tim Bradley, you can go document this yourself, man. Fight Hype put out an article in 2011 saying that the Khan-Bradley fight was nearly done, and Tim Bradley pulled out of the fight. He ducked Amir Khan. Now, Bradley, in Bradley's defense, he wanted the Manny Pacquiao fight. That's why he pulled out of that Khan fight, and he wound up fighting Manny Pacquiao. So you can call it a duck or whatever you want to call it, but he pulled out of that Khan fight. That's Bradley's fault, while him and Khan hasn't fought yet. He pulled out of the fight to try to get Pacquiao. So, hey, that's on Bradley. Marquez, I can't really say why he never fought Marquez, man. I don't think there's never been any negotiations between Khan and Marquez. I would like to see that fight, man. I think that'd be a good fight, but plus I think Marquez man, probably been with a top rank. I think he's promoted by top rank, so that'd be a difficult fight to make. I don't really know who's promoting Marquez, but I think he's with top rank. I can't really answer that, man. Why Khan hasn't went out to Marquez? I think he's called Marquez out before, but I don't know what's Marquez promotional situation is right now. As for Margarito need to be in fucking jail, man. Margarito need to be in goddamn jail. That motherfucker, Khan don't never need to fight no goddamn Margarito. He put fucking rocks in his gloves and beat the shit out of Cotto. That's why Cotto ain't shit today, man. Yeah, Cotto is the middleweight champion, but he beat Sergio Martinez with a fucked up knee, man. And Canelo gonna beat the shit out of Cotto. That man ruined Cotto's career, putting them fucking plastic rocks in his glove. Margarito is a fucking cheat. And no, hell nah, Amir Khan don't need to fight him. Fuck Antonio Margarito, cheating motherfucker. And Miguel Cotto. Amir Khan called out Miguel Cotto. He said, let's make the fight at a catch weight. And as you know, Cotto is fighting Canelo. So, hey, he called out. He put it on Twitter. He said, let's make the fight, Miguel Cotto. Let's make it at a catch weight. I think Khan was willing to go up to 154 and fight Cotto for that middleweight title. So he tried to make the fight with Cotto. And actually, they were in negotiations, but he picked Canelo. So Khan wanted that fight, and I think he would beat Cotto, man. Like I say, Cotto is washed up, and y'all gonna see that in that Canelo fight. Margarito done took that man's soul. He done took that man's soul. He done took his career from him. He done ruined Cotto, and Cotto hasn't done shit since getting the shit beat out of him by Margarito. He got fucked up by Pacquiao, fucked up by Floyd, lost to Austin Trout. He hasn't done shit since Margarito brutalized that man and cheated that man out of his career, beating him with them fucking rocks, man. That took a lot out of Cotto. He took that man heart from him, man. That shit was foul. So hopefully I answered all y'all questions, man. And hopefully y'all enjoyed this Q&A. I'm gonna try to hit y'all up with another one soon.